I Am Vertical by Sylvia Plath. First off, the poem contains two stanzas, both being 10 lines each, and the title I Am Vertical directly correlates with the first line of the first stanza, I am vertical, but I would rather be horizontal. The first stanza mainly focuses on what Sylvia believes she isn't, and the second stanza focuses on what she believes she is. Continuing the first stanza, but I would rather be horizontal. I am not a tree with my root in the soil, sucking up minerals and motherly love. She wants to be a tree because they live long lives, which she states later in the stanza. And she wants the motherly love, which she has gotten because her father died while she was of an early age. Also, it shows lack of confidence because if you believe you are something, you can be that, but she doesn't believe she's a tree. And in the fifth line of the first stanza, she writes, "Nor am I the beauty of a garden bed." So she doesn't believe she's tall like a tree or going to live a long life like a tree. And also, she doesn't believe she's beautiful like a garden of flowers. And this poem is full of nature references, but also has a double meaning of the flowers and the trees. The third to last line in the first stanza says, "Compared with me, a tree is immortal, and a flower head not tall but more startling, and I want the one's longevity and the other's daring." Compared to her, a tree is immortal because they live 100+ years and they live far longer than most humans. And she reiterates that a flower is not necessarily tall like a tree, but it has that remarkable beauty that she wants or believes she doesn't have. And the last line, "and I want the one's longevity and the other's daring," she wants to live a long life, which is somewhat ironic because she attempted suicide many times and also was finally successful in committing suicide. And the other's daring, she wants the courage that flowers have to show their beauty and to be noticed that they are something, a sight to see. The second stanza goes on and she writes, "Tonight in the infinitesimal light of stars, the trees and the flowers have been strewing their cool odors. I walk among them, but none of them are noticing." She's showing that she's a sight to see, but nobody is paying attention to her, and nobody is noticing that she's trying to put in the effort to be seen and to have this startling, daring characteristic, but nobody seems to care. The fourth line of the second stanza says, "Sometimes I think that when I am sleeping, I must most perfectly resemble them." She is resembling the people who are sleeping on her, who are not paying attention to what she's doing in her poetry and also in her life, because she believes she's doing things right, but everything seems to be going wrong. Thoughts gone dim, the fifth to last line in this poem. She references death a lot in her poems, and I believe she feels that she is more comfortable with death than life, because life is very hard it's hard for her to get through because of what she's been through. Going on, she writes, "It is more natural to me lying down, and the sky and I are in open conversation, and I shall be youthful when I lie down finally. Then the trees may touch me for once, and the flowers have time for me." She feels more comfortable horizontal as dead people are in a casket, and she seems comfortable talking to the sky in nature. And she will be useful when she lies down finally in the dirt, and the trees will touch her because they will use her for soil and for her minerals that she will give to the soil and then eventually to the trees, and the flowers will have time for her. Now, the double meaning stated before is the trees and the flowers, meaning society and the people in society, and that correlates to the second line of the first stanza. The trees and the flowers have been strewing their cool odors. People in society have been strewing their things that they're doing, but they're not noticing Sylvia for who she is and what she does. And she believes once she dies, they will cherish her for what she has done and who she was, and she believes she'll only get that recognition after she's died, which is common for most poets to have more notoriety and fame after they've died because they've put out everything they could have. This is all they have put out, and this is all they can put out. The trees may also represent the strong people in the world that haven't paid attention to her, and the minerals in the first stanza may also represent her family and her mother, who is all she has until she was married to Ted Hughes later in life.